Spoiler alert, there are no secrets. But however, there are some tips that I swear by as a video editor who's been video editing for 15 years and who's been full-time freelancing for the past 3 years. Freelancing as a video editor is really hard, and it's definitely not cut out for everyone. But these 5 tips have definitely helped me not only in my freelance career, but also growing as a video editor and kind of coming into my own in terms of the kind of videos that I like to edit and the kind of clients that I like to work with. So if you are excited, I'd so appreciate if you can hit the like button below so this video can spread to more people, and subscribe if you haven't already, simply because it supports my channel. Let's dive in. Search for jobs like it is your job. I feel like it's hard to conceive the amount of work that truly is gonna go into freelancing. And by work, I mean everything that goes into freelancing before you get your first client. And it's kind of like you're stumbling around in the dark. You're not sure what your reel should look like. You're not sure what jobs you should be applying to. You're not sure what your resume should look like.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
It's tough, but it also is a really exciting time, and it might be a time that you may never get back. Sometimes I think back to myself pre-full-time freelance and pre all these clients and think, you know, it was an anxious time, but it was kind of an exciting time. I was doing so much research, looking at the jobs that were out there and checking out the market. It really is a very formulative time as a freelancer or just as a video editor in general. But besides the benefits of that whole era, it's also just so important that you search for jobs like it is your job. If you don't have full-time work, then searching for jobs is now your full-time job. Figure out when jobs are popping onto Upwork and the best times that they are, or Fiverr if you're using Fiverr. Figure out the best platforms that you could be using to apply for these jobs, which, yes, of course, I have a video on that. You can check it out here as to where to apply to those video editing jobs. But it's very important to take this part of your journey seriously, because unfortunately, it's gonna be grueling. You're gonna apply to a lot of jobs and hear absolutely nothing back. So it's important to be mentally prepared for that time and to also grow in the way of how you're applying to jobs. Get really good at applying to jobs. If that's all you can do because you're not getting clients, then just try getting better at applying to jobs. The whole era of pre-full-time freelance video editor for me was just practicing applying and practicing submitting proposals and practicing selling myself, which is, as a freelancer, one of the most important things you can do. Broaden your scope. I say this a lot, so it's not really a secret, but if you're not getting jobs and you're applying, you're doing everything that you think you need to be doing, it's quite possible your niche that you're trying to apply to jobs for, well, is either too small or it could be too broad. So let's take a look at it. Is it your dream to become a gaming video editor? And so you're only applying to jobs that are specifically in the gaming industry. That's fine. That's totally valid if you're getting those jobs. But if you're not hearing anything back, it's quite possible you need to start being a little bit more creative with the kinds of jobs that you think you could apply to, that you could do, that are maybe gaming adjacent, that can help you get more closer to that industry, but that are not quite gaming industry. What could that be? That could be social media, that could be general YouTube, that could be compilation editing, editing different compilations for people, or that could be a niche that's totally unrelated completely to gaming, but you kind of need to start somewhere if you don't have any experience. And ultimately, any video editing work is going to propel you in some way towards your next job. Even if you're not passionate about the job, it's worth taking a job that is totally not in a niche that you would expect. Now, let's look at the opposite. Let's look at the person who is finding every job out there on every single platform and applying to it because you just never know. And you know what? You're basically willing to edit anything. You just want to get your hands on some footage and you just want to get your first client. And to that, I say, I think that's a little bit too broad. In fact, it's way too broad. If you're applying to every job out there, I'm going to make a general assumption and assume that your application strategy sucks. You're not tailoring your application to each client, because if you are, that would take a really long time to put in all that effort for each and every application. And I highly doubt that you're doing that. So I would suggest actually actually niching a little bit closer and actually putting some thought into what kind of job you actually want to apply for, or what kind of skills you actually are at the right level to apply for. Just a little bit of perspective that might help you in the long run in this job applying process. Consider an internship. I know you're not gonna wanna hear it. No one has time for an unpaid internship.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The time for you to be getting an internship, the most important time, if you are listening to me and if you are in college right now, please, for the love of God, get an internship, because you're not going to want to get one once you've already graduated. And I say that from a lot of experience, not only in taking 3 internships when I was in college, but then graduating college and wishing that I was still in an internship. For those of you who aren't in college, first of all, the opportunity for an internship is even less so, because some internships require you to be in school as a way to compensate college credits instead of pay. But there are still plenty of ways that you can get an internship with a company or a YouTuber of some sort, even if you are not in school. Will they be paid? Maybe, maybe not, probably not. Maybe that's something that you can negotiate. But if you're at the level where you have basically no experience and you really don't have any other way to get your first client or two because no one will hire you, I would take a step back and think, does my lack of experience really hold me back in such a way where I'm never gonna get a job doing what I want? Is it a skill level problem? Is it an experience problem? Is it a networking problem? Because all of those can be helped by an internship. Definitely consider it if you haven't already. Create your own content. Again, not that big of a secret, but I see so often people coming to me and saying, how the heck am I supposed to put together a demo reel when I have 0 experience? How the heck am I supposed to get clients when I have 0 experience? I have nothing to show for myself. As someone who's old and was a budding video editor in the stage of life where social media wasn't quite yet a thing, and particularly content creation was not yet such an easy thing to do, it pains me so much to think that you have this easy ass opportunity. It's right in your hand at all times to make great content whenever you want. You can start a YouTube channel for free. You can start a TikTok channel for free. You can start making content willy-nilly and do whatever you want for free.
It's free real estate.
It's wild to me to think that not everybody who wants to be a video editor and who's having trouble gaining experience or having content in their reels isn't just making their own content. So if you haven't tried this already, I would suggest thinking that through. I have a phone, I have a YouTube account, I can start making content. Sure, it might not be that good. Neither was mine whenever I first started making content. But my very beginning pieces of content, I showed to my very first internship. And that internship, I created content that then got me a job. And that job, I started creating content with them, and that got me another job. You have to start somewhere. Perfect your writing skills. Now here is a secret. Not really, because I talk about it a lot yet again, but I think it is an understatement to say that perfecting your writing skills will help you get better jobs. I think that part of the reason why I did well on Upwork and on applying for jobs in general is because I like writing. I'm able to write well. I did well in English class. My grammar is good. I am a good storyteller on paper. I have a very friendly tone in my writing when I'm talking to clients. All these things put together, I think, helped me maybe even more than my content did, because my content at the time, a couple years ago even, was not that great. Probably still isn't even that great. I don't know. But what I have going for me is my ability to talk to people through writing emails, through writing proposals, through writing in applications, through writing cover letters, writing on my resume. I always leaned way more towards the writing parts of things than the actual editing. Sometimes I wouldn't even send a demo reel because I just didn't have one edited yet. I would just send links to either my channel or clients that I've edited for their channels. It was kind of casual and not the most professional thing to do. But what I think saved me was my great writing skills. And so if that is something that you struggle with, I would highly encourage you to review that, take a look at your writing skills, take a look at what your cover letters look like when you're applying to jobs. That may be what is holding you back from getting the jobs that you want. Definitely worth looking into. Now that I've given away some of my secrets to applying for freelance video editing jobs, definitely check out this video next for more tips on how to go about doing that. Again, be sure to subscribe for more tips on video editing and freelance lifestyle. Thank you to my team. Again, I am Colleen and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have the best one.